Welcome to another episode of Writings from the Hills. My name is Lori, and today we're going to be doing things a little different. Today, instead of being in our genealogy department at Ironton Branch, we are in my office at Ironton Branch. And today we're actually going to be reading a new form of book. So far this year, we have read an article from an old newspaper, as well as some just books that we have for the library. Well, this is another form of book. This is an ebook. And the library does provide to the Higher eBook Project tens of thousands of ebooks, both audiobooks and print books that you can download to your devices. All you have to do is go to our website at www.briggslibrary.com, and to the right side of the page there's a button that says Overdrive, and that's where you need to go. You just have to have a library card, and you can download items, and they will automatically be returned to the library when you're finished with them. You can sometimes return them early, and you can renew them as well, as long as no one's waiting for them. And today's book is brought to us thanks to Kensington Press, and it is called All the Forgiveneses, and it was written by Elizabeth Hardinger. Now, the book is actually set in Kentucky, at least the first part of it, around the turn of the century. And it follows the life of a young woman who's 15 years old, young girl actually, named Albertina, or Bertie, Winslow. And she's growing up on a farm in Kentucky, like many of the young people used to do. Unfortunately, she faces a big tragedy when her mom passes, and suddenly she finds herself responsible for her family, her dad, and her younger siblings. And it follows her life as she marries young and moves on to Kansas. It shows just how much strength this young character has. She's an unforgettable heroine, and I hope you will enjoy this book and give it a chance. And today I'm going to be reading from Chapter 2, Book 1. Off and on, Daddy was a horse trader, and whenever he went on a trip to buy and sell horses, he took my big brothers, William and Buck, with him. About the time I turned 9 years old, I started asking could I go. Buck was only 7 when he started going, but Daddy said it wasn't nothing a girl could do that was useful to him. I'd filled my mind up with notions of what all went on, and I hated missing out on it. But Mama, she said it was bound to be rough, and besides, I was needed at home. She had Opal by then, and who had named her after her dead sister of Meemaw's. I don't imagine Mama knowed what a real Opal was. If she did, she never said nothing about it to me. One morning early, I stood out on the porch and watched Daddy and them get ready to set out. My brothers were bareback on Blue, and I remember Buck was yawning so hard I could hear his jaw click. They had 4 or 5 horses by a rope. You could tell them 2 boys was brothers, bony-shouldered and dark-haired. But William, he had squinty eyes like a coyote, and always looked mad no matter what. Buck was more like Daddy, a storyteller and a jokester, and him and Daddy was close. The boys was always in my life, of course, but it seemed like they was like to be off somewheres with Daddy, and not in the house very much, which naturally was where my days was spent, and my heart and head was, with Mama and the little ones. It was like there was Daddy and my brothers in their world, and then there was us in ours. So my brother was almost like neighbors as far as feelings. You'd think about them when they wasn't around, but you didn't miss them but once in a while. I growed up with it, so I never thought it was strange. We know plenty of people lived like that. I often wondered if Timmy had lived, would Daddy have tried to take him away from us like that too? I pictured him older, and me standing up to Daddy, keeping myself between the 2 of them, so Timmy wouldn't end up like William with narrow eyes. Every year on Timmy's birthday, I told myself how old he would be, and pictured him bigger. The rest of them went to visit his grave, but I didn't. Couldn't nobody make me. That morning with the horses, didn't neither William nor Buck say anything, nor Daddy. Daddy carried Sparky down, raising dust from his back, and then he saddled him up and mounted. It pained me to watch Daddy and them ride off without me all along. I wasn't nothing I didn't love about horses, especially their sweet, dusty smell. "Bertie, where are you at?" Mama called from inside the house. "Stop fooling around out there and get yourself in here and help me out." I wiped my eyes and went inside. Mama was sitting at the table with Dicey on her lap, unwinding the rags tied in her hair. Dicey's head swayed back and forth, and she smiled like she was in a rapture. You never seen a prettier girl, little as she was. I walked over to the washbowl and took up doing the breakfast dishes. Behind me, Mama started singing. Well, if you'd like to read more from All the Forgiveneses, you can check it out by going to our website at www.briggslibrary.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in.